friends, Lisa here from Shady Tree Stitches, and thanks for joining me for this floss tube about cross stitch. It is the 24th of July 2022, and this, as you would have seen, is season 4 episode 9. So thanks for taking the time to join me. I have been stitching up a storm since I last filmed, just over a week ago that I filmed with Jenny, and we'll be back in about another week. So it's good time. Since I saw you last, I have done 6,239 stitches. Wow, I have been knocking off my goals left, right and center. So I'm going to talk to you about what I've been stitching on and a couple of other things. So sit back, enjoy. If you like what you hear, please press the subscribe button. We are trying to get to that magical 1,000 subscribers number, and I'll talk to you a bit more about that later. All right, so I have been working on numerous pieces, and some people like to know how we stay organized. So I figured, well, I will just show you. This is my organization. This is my current whip basket that sits next to this chair. This is my stitchy spot in the family room where I stitch with the family around so I can supervise and do things. You can see over here, I have my master set of CXC, all on floss drops. I put 10 different colors on floss drops on a ring, and I have them on a tie stand, a tie coat hanger. So that's the way I do it, and I love having them here so I can just grab what I need. So it's really, really good. My whips are in here, mostly all set up on Qsnaps. Now this is because I wanted to show you, this is my new favorite Qsnaps size. I'll put my big box down. Lots of me bending over today. My new favorite Qsnaps size is a 11 by 17, and that's because it's the right size to stitch on my beautiful Gus's Creation stand, which you are currently clipped to film. Plus, exciting, don't tell my husband, but I'm filming this on my new iPad. I've never filmed on an iPad before, but people tell me that the editing software on the iPad, which is the same iMovie that I use on my Apple Mac that I normally do it on, does different things on an iPad. So you guys are a bit of an experiment today for me to work out what can I do with the editing software. So we'll see what I come up with then. You'll be enjoying it now as you watch, because I have no idea what I'm yet to do. So I have been stitching on lots and lots of different pieces, and so many for different reasons. I am 75 stitches away from completing all the monthlies for the Down Under Divas. That's just phenomenal effort. That is a huge amount of stitches. So I am super excited that I'm almost there. And this is the first piece I'm going to show you, is Pandemic by, not Pandemic, what am I talking about? Ugh, sorry. Is my, I didn't even get my pictures out, sorry. And that noise you can probably hear is one of my daughters jumping on the trampoline, so I do apologise, but that's the way it is. It's life, it's floss tube. We are real people, we have real families, we have real lives. Okay, so I am stitching on Pointed Fifth by Long Duck. Kunto. And I did only 200 stitches since you saw me last, because I thought that was all I needed to do. But I was wrong, because I actually need another 75 stitches on this. So that's where it is. And I need to do 75 more stitches on that to make it be completed for the goal that I need it for the Down Under Divas. So that is actually my very next plan today when I finish this video. So let's keep that aside, shall we? The next one I stitched on was a Stitch in Time. Now, that's over here. My Stitch in Time, I have on my huge omnic frame, and in one of the little like a pillowcase I've made for it. I haven't ended it off yet, but it keeps it dust proof, it does cover. And I have done those black stitches there. Looks a bit like a tent, so I'm thinking there must be some curtains here. but I've only got that much left of the third shelf, black. In fact, I've got only 8,000 and something black stitches to go, so that's going to be quite easy for me to reach my goal. So let's see if I can pop in a picture here, floating around here. I don't know. We'll see what I come up with to get that happening. So this one's a big one, but it sits here, just stands next to my spot against the wall. Land up against the wall, quite nicely there, out of the way. All right, next one I worked on then was Anzac, which I showed you a second ago. But I worked on Anzac a lot. And I have been working around this area here. And I'm really excited because it's almost done. Like, I say almost, it's still got a fair way to go. I've got to go over here, but that is the edge of the fabric. So I've got to go over there and then just fill in around here. So this last sort of quarter of the fabric to go. I really, really love the way that this variegated silks for you is looking on it. It's popping out of the brown. Really like it. I don't remember the number of it, but it's one of their regular ones. But what I don't enjoy as much is the fact that I have to really pay attention to how I stitch so everything doesn't get stripy. So it's quite a slow stitch for that reason, whereas it should be quite a fast one. So Anzac has had 300, 600, 800, 1100 and something stitches since I filmed it. So since I last filmed, it's one of my Unos, so it kept getting called. So I've done 1100 and something stitches on my Anzac. So that's quite a lot of progress. All right, that was last Sunday. Then I moved on to working on another Uno piece, which is my Lantern Lane. And I don't need to show you the picture because you can get a pretty good look of how it's looking now, just from the way it is. I have finished the house almost, just got to do the top windows, but I'm working down the bottom here. My next step is to move this fence. This is the edge of the pattern here. So I've got to finish this tree and this front fence here, and then I'll be able to move the Qsnap across. Also, one of my Uno pieces needs to get worked on today, so it's in my plans. So you're going to be doing my plans at the start, but that's where I'm up to. So let's see how we go at putting in a before shot as a comparison. I'm hoping, you know, ideally if I can get it to sit up there and you can see them both at the same time. That's what I'm hoping for, but I'm really not sure what I'm able to do on the iPad. So we shall see. So my Lantern Lane, leave it there for you to look at. He has had about 600 stitches on it. I did have one day this week I didn't stitch last Monday. Mondays are pretty bad for me. I work and then I usually have scouts, so I don't often get a lot of stitching done. So that was the next thing I worked on. Then I dug out this one. Where is it? It was just here a minute ago. I dug out Chinese Garden Mandala from Chatelaine, being my oldest and most expensive whip. Not oldest, my most expensive whip, and the one with the challenging stitches. And there we are. I basically did this frame down the bottom. So now all the scaffold is done. So next job is to go through and fill in all the crosses in the middle section, and then I can start on some of the fancier stitches. So it needs to get another like 800 stitches done on it. But progressing quite nicely. I really enjoy it when I'm on it. I just don't dig it out much because I think it's psychological, sort of. Sorry, I knocked the stand. I feel like I'm a bit scared of making a mistake, which I don't know why, because I really shouldn't be scared of making a mistake on it. Then I've done 1,011 stitches, my whip row goal, on my Christmas Eve sampler by Joan Elliott, and it is already off the Qsnap because I thought, well, let's get these shown to you, because very soon the next Whip Go numbers are going to get called this week, and we're not going to be able to enjoy these ones anymore. So just have to move it just a smidge because it is making some great progress too with its 1,000 stitches. Look at where that is. Whole top is done apart from the different colour. So working my way down. So that's starting to look like something. Again, this is on a Paddock Lane Designs fabric that I dyed in red and green with a green Silks for You thread that came from the Christmas pouch last year. So that one unfortunately has to go away now, back to the land of storage because it's had its love. Sad. Although, you know, I do have some goals, but I'll talk about them in the goals. Christmas Eve, and then I worked a bit on fun. This next one that I worked on is called Pandemic 2020. Oh, I'll do my photo. There it is. Pandemic Sampler by Sassy Girl. That's half of it. And it was a free one that was designed to keep us busy while we were all busily locked up in the pandemic. And this one also has reached its goal of 1,011 stitches for this year. So it's a pandemic that's going to keep on giving for quite some time because it hasn't had a lot done on it. In fact, I worked on the house, a great big house. And that's all I've done on this big sampler so far. Again, it's on a Paddock Lane Designs fabric. It's not one I sell, but it's brown. But I over-dyed into being a really dark version of my shadow wood. But I do like the way that the colours are coming through on it. So that had its 1,000 stitches and it now has to go back to storage. I'm not liking the storage idea, people. Not liking the storage idea at all. Next one I worked on then was my Nutcracker. All right, my Nutcracker is starting to actually make some progress and I am keeping up with doing my 300 a week. So that's where my Nutcracker is, and I was working all on that pink house up the top. So it had its 300 and whatever stitches to get that done. Again, it's on a piece of my fabric that is dyed in Tumultuous, which was a colour I dyed for the tarot coloured sal that's being run at the moment. So that's the, turbulent, not tumultuous, turbulent colour. It's like browns and greens, but then it's also got sparkles. So I thought it would be a good Christmassy sort of snowstorm colour. So that's the Nutcracker. And then it was followed by me working on my stitching shelf. Not my stitching shelf as in, sorry, the stitching shelf was the big one, but my temperature bookshelf, which if you are new, you wouldn't know, I am actually going to be recording my stitch count. So this shows you how I'm going. That's June. I haven't finished June yet, but I have done about 400 stitches on it. So I've got to do a bird in there, and then I'm starting my way. But look at July already. Look at those days. Those are big number days, and there's so many in a row. Really exciting. So my temperature bookshelf will be up to date by the end of the month. It's one of my goals to do. So that will happen. Then, and wait, there's more. I've been stitching on so many pieces to get all these goals finished. My South American Angel. Isn't she looking great? And aren't these looking so much better on a big Qsnap where you can see them all? Tighten that so it's a bit taut. Her dress, that is the bottom of her dress there. So we've got to the bottom. So we're getting all that done. Really like this. This is Barbara Bart's. I'll see if I can find her picture to show you what she looks like in her entirety. If I can. I have all my pictures here, but they're very not in any order. No, I don't know where her picture is, but that's right. She's looking really good. Great progress on her. So she's now finished her 1,000 stitches to get to where she needs to go. She was also, I know I had something I had to do for No New Stars, ladies dancing. She's one of my ladies dancing. So I did some more work on her, and so it's now time for her to pop away. And then, wait, there's still more to work on. I worked on my Halloween. Now Halloween, I did just pass the picture of it here somewhere, not long ago. Doesn't want to come out and show you a picture. Oh, it's locating. It was just here. Here it is. Halloween. Nice. Well, it looks like a little one of those very deceptive ones again. There's not much little about it. So I have it in my matching orange bag, the colour. And it has now reached its goal of the 1100 stitches to be done for Whitgo. I think this one will be the one from the month that's going to get rolled over to try and finish. Okay, more on that later. There we go. So I've done a whole bunch of the border in a big black bat. Again, we'll see what I can do to show you how much I've progressed. So that's my Halloweeny. And I think that is it for stitching. So they're pretty good. Lots of whips. So there's quite a few go away. But still plenty more to do as well. So yeah, my plans, my immediate plans, I've already told you. Sorry, the afternoons always have a yawn in them for me. But I do need to keep going on my pieces for Whitgo. My goal, my original goal was to give each piece at least 1,000 stitches this year. And I am behind. I am still behind. I am behind because I have not yet, finding the right ones. It's not the ones that are on the top. All right, so I've still got about 800 to go on that. So that was going to be staying out this month to get the 800 done. I have not touched my oldest whip, Celtic Winter, yet. So she needs to get started. I have not touched Teresa Wentz's Peacock Tapestry because she scares me. Not touched Sew to Stitch's Craft Village. And I have not touched the rocks. So all of those ones need their 1,011 stitches done, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. And then I also need to do 800 stitches on Chinese Garden to catch up. So that's probably what I should be working on this week as well. But I am still playing Uno. Haven't done the Uno at all. I can't do the 4 in one day. Just not fitting in my life. But everything else is caught up, so that's really good. And all my prompts for Down Under Divas are done. I've done all my daily 30 ones. So it's really good. It just feels so good to be up to date, getting it all done. Okay, so I am part of the Under 1,000 Subs Club, and it is a group that has got floss tubers who are trying to get to the magical 1,000, so we can schedule live videos, just different things production wise you can do when you get to that level. It is also the level, I think, where monetary reimbursement kicks in. That's not what I'm doing it for, but that's why a lot of people try and get there. So there is a group that was set up of the Under 1,000 Subs, and there's a list of people that just need more subscribers to watch them or to subscribe to them so they can get their subscription numbers up and get to that level. Now Jenny and I are in that boat. We are sitting around 860, so we only need 140 more subscribers and we can get that level. And we really want to get there because we want to be able to schedule live videos both for the unboxing of the sassy pouches, and I also like to do some Paddock Lane design things on it too. So I'm just going to flick through the list and to tell you ones that I've watched and recommend. Grace Note Stitches are one that I enjoy a lot that are up there. And another one that I really enjoy watching, looking through, a few names I don't know. It's like a playlist of all these people. Hannah Dowling. Hannah Dowling does a great job. She is so funny. You will have seen her before on my videos. She's one of my previous co-hosts. So check up Hannah Dowling. No. So they're the two that are jumping up. This list is just going through over and over the same people. Lisa S. Stitches. And she's got name of Lisa, so that makes it good. So Lisa X Stitches will be good. And another one with a musical theme is Allegro Stitches. So there's 4 to check out, people. Go and give them some love, give them some subscribes. Tell your friends if you like watching us, and please subscribe to us. It does really help us. Also, there's a little bell, and if you click the bell, it notifies you when we put a new video up. Because we are regular, but we're not on an actual schedule, so you don't always know what is getting posted. Okay, haul. Mini haul. Very mini haul this week. Sorry, my daughter's just come in. Mini haul is just my threads from S4E9. And they always come just in a little packet. These are the regular colors of the month. So these are the beautiful S4E9 colors that you can buy as PRs. Aren't they just gorgeous? And they try and match them up beautifully. It's looking a little bit less green, but it's pretty close to the color. Aren't they just divine? Oh, they're so soft and they're so beautiful to stitch with. So I'm about to start using some of these in some more of my designs. I'm going to be stitching my ornaments for the kids with them, and I'm also going to be doing some more ornament designs using S4E9 and also the cottage garden threads. So there'll be some good designs for ornaments that you can use these wonderful Australian products and support Australian. Australians are really good. Australians do a great job and like to provide quality goods, and especially if you're in Australia, shop locally. There are quite a few online needlework shops that you can buy from that really offer great service. Have a look online, see what you find, and then there's also lots of Etsy sellers and other people as well. All right, so that is basically where I've got to with my stitching. I knew this was going to be a nice short one because even though I've stitched a lot, I haven't got a lot to say, really. Just enjoy your stitching. I love doing the challenges. I love having a reason to stitch and be motivated. And at the moment, I'm in a few challenge groups where I have to be motivated and have to keep stitching. So that's part of why my doing the floss tube doesn't roll around that often. But we'll be back with you next week, because it'll be the first weekend of the month. And we will be able to show you our plans, what gets drawn for WIPGO. Now, longer term plans, guys. I'm still mulling this over. I really am enjoying the focus stitching, really enjoying it. Really enjoying a few of my friends who are getting good progress on pieces because they're not swapping and changing all the time. I need to swap and change because I get bored. I like to have the prompts, and that's why I've got it down to only a few prompt groups now, but a lot of the other groups you can stitch on anything you want. I have set myself the goal to get down to 50 whips by the time I have finished my 50th year, so that's by June next year. And it just so happens that there is a challenge that is kicking off in the Extreme Cross Stitch group that is to do with 2 streams. One stream is to start a big piece and finish it within a year. That's not me. But to finish as many whips as you can. Now I need to finish about 30 whips between now and then my birthday next year. So I'm jumping on board that challenge to see if I can knock over those 30 whips in that time. And then I've got to decide, do I want to still go ahead with WIPGO next year? Or do I want to whittle my whips down to less and focus on a smaller number? I really, really enjoyed the daily 30 zombie run idea where you had 4 whips and each month you had to work a certain number of stitches on each of them. I like that. I hate saying goodbye to my whips. I hate the fact that I've got to go and put those ones back in the cupboard now because there's new ones coming that need me to work on them. But that was my goal for this year. So I'm going to keep working on finishes, and I'm going to be 100% trying to finish 30 whips plus whatever model stitches I design between now and middle of June next year, my birthday. So that's my goal. So if you're interested in that, then jump onto Extreme Cross Stitch and check it out. I do recommend that. The other game I find most motivating at the moment is actually Hell's Stitching, which is basically where we are in a team of 4 and we are working through and making orders. There's always something to do, always something to make. And I'm getting back into taking a photo every 100 stitches, which is really helpful with all the other games because I know that each photo is 100, so I can just count the photos and go, right, there's my 300. Makes it a lot easier. So that's something that I do really enjoy. Zoe is being very, very funny down here. So I think it might be time that you get to see my stitching buddy because she's whinging at me that she wants to come on the video. Come here then. Come. Come and say hello to all the people. This is Zoe. Zoe is a half Jack Russell, half Australian cattle dog, red cattle dog, and she's about 12 years old. She doesn't like sitting up quite that much, but she's, yes, hello. No face kisses, you know that. She likes to be close. She's my cuddle buddy, and she likes cuddles, and she likes to be close. So that's one of my 4 stitching buddies that I have. But in reality, I prefer my real human stitching buddies that I jump on Zoom with, so. All right, guys, I've waffled on long enough. Let's see what magic I can make this iPad do with this video. And I will look forward to catching up with you guys later. Until then, happy stitching, everyone. Bye.